Radiographers do what? A preview of real-life radiography by Patricia Rutledge. Knowing what I know now, I would never have taken one step in that first class in radiography. I had been offered a full scholarship to become a physician. I turned it down for 6 reasons. 3 of those were my daughters and the sacrifice it would have taken from them because I know how hard I would have to study. The other 3, I didn't want to dissect a cadaver, I didn't want to see gore, and I couldn't stand hearing needle and vein in the same sentence. Yeah, whoops. Did you know that some X-ray techs actually take images of deceased people? Deceased babies? Did you know that radiographers rush into the emergency department and either take images there or bring those bloody, gory patients back to the X-ray department, sometimes with things like knives and chainsaw blades sticking out of them? Did you know that radiographers often give contrast through, veins, using, dare I say it, needles? And here's one not formally on my list. Did you know that some patients are combative? I mean, they might be prisoners shackled with guards on either side, or they might be having drug withdrawals. Yeah, that's fun. The worst part of it for me, obviously, was that I had to start IVs. I had to perform dozens of rounds of EFT tapping, that's emotional freedom technique, to get over that hurdle. I practiced on my physician mother several times in order to pass that class. God bless moms. I can do it now, but I never would have gone into the field of radiography if I had only known. I never had to image a deceased person, though I imaged a few who died within minutes after we were done. I felt truly honored to share those people's last moments on the physical plane. The emergency room wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. Thankfully, my first trauma patients were good-natured men who put an axe in the foot and tested to see if a gun was loaded by pulling the trigger while aiming at his own hand. Folks, don't do this at home. HIPAA or no, we are gonna laugh at your stupidity, and we're going to do it to your face. Anyway, because these men could handle the pain level and were friendly, they smoothed my introduction into the realm of trauma. Chest x-rays in the emergency department were a little scarier. These weren't patients who were walking and talking. We usually couldn't sit them up. We would go in teams of 2, push our way in through the mobs of nurses and doctors, shout for everyone to leave the room, slide the grid under the patient's back, and pray we got the perfect angle and distance. One of us would literally run the IR back to the imaging department to develop it, while the other stayed behind with the mobile unit in case we had to have a repeat. Let me tell you, there is nothing more embarrassing than having to repeat in that situation. A good radiographic team is worth its weight in gold. There are times when you need help lifting, moving, and positioning patients. When you call for help, a good team will send several people to assist you. So, radiographers, your job is more than just taking care of your patients. You will act as a courier and a porter. Sometimes you will be fetching patients, and others you will stay by the computer. You will run film to physicians and radiologists when something doesn't look right. And nurses will become your best friends. You will have to change your clothes more than once from vomit or blood or working in the OR. Oh, did I mention you get to work in the operating room? There are several types of surgeries that require radiographic assistance. I think these are really cool. Of course, you are going to learn how to maneuver around in that sterile field without touching any of the drapes. You guessed it, another embarrassing moment opportunity. If you let the equipment or yourself touch those drapes, they will be torn down and the nurses will redrape the entire sterile field. Don't fret, nearly everyone does this, one time only. You probably ought to be forewarned about fluoroscopy, too. Have you ever heard of a barium enema? Some people just can't handle performing this part of the job. It never bothered me because I could imagine the discomfort of the patient being exposed and having a tube inserted into his or her rectum, then trying to twist and turn on command with a tube still in place, and feeling the urge to evacuate. Oops, some patients can't hold it, and you get to change your clothes again. Remember, serving up dignity and compassion and gentle insertion are the primary goals here. Humorous moments happen in radiography too. Of course, you know that toddlers swallow things like coins, toys, batteries, car fobs, etc. These foreign objects can show up really well. Adults do some funny things too. Prisoners have been known to swallow bed springs to have a field trip to the hospital. Other people eat things like car parts. They might have a disease called pica, a persistent ingestion of food or non-food substances, like metal. The "I fell on the flashlight" or bottle routine is pretty common too. Then you've got the young woman with studded underwear. You can read what day of the week it is in the X-ray. And unique body piercings may surprise you on an image. Unfortunately, they might hide something bad too. Now that you know what it's all about, I hope this career is a perfect fit for you. You are going to be a critical part of the medical field. Your action may even save a life. My piece of advice to you is this: be brave, be strong, and be compassionate. You never know when you are going to be the one with the broken ankle or hip. Treat each patient like he or she is your grandmother or daughter. Handle with care and respect. Be kind and gentle to those in pain. Put them in the right position the first time so you don't have to take a repeat. Finally, protect them from radiation. Make your karma a good one.